how about a little something to try to make us all feel a little bit better? I'm going to start this song, and then I want all of y'all to add to it, all the musicians out there, all the singers out there. Change the key, take it up. Yeah, let's see if I can do this. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole wide world in his hands.
He's got the doctors and the nurses in his hands. He's got the doctors and the nurses in his hands. He's got the doctors and the nurses in his hands. He's got the whole world 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 in his hands.
He's got the little bitty babies in his hands. He's got the little bitty babies in his hands. He's got the little bitty babies in his hands. He's got the whole world 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 in his hands.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole wide world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the little bitty baby in his hands. He got the little bitty baby in his hands. He got the little bitty babies in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Youth Enrichment Sunday School. I pray that you all are doing well, that you've had a blessed week, and that you're actually finding some type of normalcy in our new norm. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into our lesson. Last week, we celebrated National Teachers Appreciation Week. All over the country, educators were celebrated and recognized for their tireless efforts and the work that they do to educate, train, encourage, assess, advise, and protect their students. I can definitively say that I am who I am because of the educators that I've had in my life as a child and as an adult. And not one of them, in my opinion, were ever truly paid the worth, the value that they really deserve. Probably because most of the educators that I know never really enter the field or become teachers because of the salary or because of what they are going to be paid. Most of them really and truly just want to help educate students. I don't know about you, but anyone who can take the bare minimum and maximize it and turn it into something great is indeed a hero in my eyes. And truly, that is what educators do. So today, we highlight the educators in our church and in our communities and thank them for the difference that they make in the lives of the people that they touch each and every day. In our lesson for today, we read about God's promise of peace and prosperity for God's people. God used Zechariah to remind the Israelites of the promise he made to them to bring about change. History tells us that it is in God's nature to use people to bring about the change that he wants to see in the world. He used Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Alice Parker, Dr. Velma Scantlebury, and of course, our forever and favorite president, Mr. Barack Obama. But God also uses teachers every day to shape and mold the minds of young people all over the world. Today, we're going to talk about what makes a Christian hero. What is the DNA of a hero? For starters, heroes know all about truth. 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 T. Heroes teach about God's standards of living. You see, our spiritual lessons become the very foundation to which all other things are built upon. So our successes and even our failures are built upon our spiritual foundation. R. Righteous living, or righteous in their behavior. Heroes understand that not only is it important to teach others about the standards of God, but they also understand that it is their responsibility to set an example of how God will have us or want us to live. No one likes a hypocrite, right? Right. U. U stands for unify. Heroes like to unify others. When there's drama or there's a bunch of confusion, they're not messy and they don't continue the drama or the messiness. In fact, they do just the opposite. They attempt to bring everyone together and draw others to Christ. They are peacemakers. They are our mediators, not the haters and the instigators. T. Heroes are transformers. With God's help, they literally take something negative or take something that's dead and help to revive it and to transform it into something that is positive. It's like our cell phones. When our cell phones or our tablets die, we have to go and reconnect with the battery source, right? Well, no, heroes are not the source, the primary source. But they help us transform our lives so that we can become more connected with God, who is our source. Our final letter is the letter H, honest. Our heroes are indeed honest in what they say and in their actions. They show integrity to others. They are truth tellers in word and in deed. The Bible says in Zechariah 8:16, speak the truth to each other. Render true and sound judgment in your community. They understand the importance of knowing the truth and sharing the truth with others. So just to sum up, our Christian heroes, they teach godly principles. They are righteous in their living. They unify. They are transformers of God's source, and they are honest. So whether you are at home, whether you're at church, at school, or in the community, Christians must be voices of peace and love and truth and justice, telling the truth no matter how uncomfortable it will be. The next slides will include your God work for this week. I hope that you do take the time to sit down and actually complete the lessons. I want to give a shout out to those who complete the work each week. I really enjoy reviewing your feedback, not only on the lessons, but also hearing about your particular experiences. If you would like to forward me your God work, feel free to do so. My email address will be listed there. It's ssperry3@gmail.com. Let's continue to stay in contact and talk about the things of God and whatever God is doing in your life. Well, that's our time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in another week. Again, I can't wait until we are able to return to the sanctuary. But in the meantime, remember to wash your hands, to remain inside, to rock your mask and your gloves, and most importantly, to rest in God. See you all next week. God bless. He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He got you and me, sisters, in his hands. He's got the Delaware sisters in his hands. He's got the Delaware sisters in his hands.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the little bitty babies in his hands. He's got the itty bitty babies in his hands. He's got the itty bitty babies in his hands. He's got the whole world 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 in his hands. The whole world in his hands.
Got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, sister, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the believers and unbelievers in his hands. He's got the believers and unbelievers in his hands. He's got the believers and unbelievers in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.